Hello student, myself Priyanka, your physics teacher. In our previous classes, we have learned about Coulomb's law and some numerical based on it. Now today we are going to start electric field. Just like magnetic field or you say gravitational field you learn in your previous class, field means the region around which the force is act now. For magnetic field, the magnetic force around the region around which the magnetic force act for magnetic field, and in case of gravitational field, the region around which the gravitational force is act. Now, similarly, electric field means obviously it is related to charge. So, electric field is defined as the region of space around a charge or a system of charge. That means there may be single charge or a system of charge, that means more than one charge also. Okay, so electric field is defined as the region of space around a charge or a system of charge within which other charge particle experience electrostatic force. That means if we place a source charge, and source charge means which produce the field, that's why we are saying the charge as a source charge, due to which the field is produced is known as source charge. That means if we put a charge in a particular point na, and around this charge, the region around which any other charge particle, if we bring any other charge particle, then this charge particle may experience electrostatic force. So this region or this space is known as electrostatic field. क्लियर? मतलब क्या हुआ इस पॉइंट का, अगर आप एक सोर्स चार्ज रखोगे किसी भी पॉइंट पर, सोर्स चार्ज मीन्स जिसके कारण से इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, तो उस सोर्स चार्ज के चारों तरफ जितने भी दूरी तक इलेक्ट्रिक फोर्स एप्लीकेबल हो रहा है, वो अट्रैक्टिव भी हो सकता है, रिपल्सिव भी हो सकता है, तो उस जगह को, उस डिस्टेंस को हम लोग क्या बोलेंगे, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड. क्लियर? नाउ लेट अस लर्न अबाउट इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेंसिटी और इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड स्ट्रेंथ. क्लियर? So electric field strength, we learn about what is electric field, what is the concept of electric field. Now how can we measure this field, how can we represent that? Just like gravitational potential, you represent gravitational field. Now similarly, let us learn about electric field strength or electric field intensity. Now electric field intensity is defined as the force, electrostatic force per unit test charge. Okay, now what is test charge? What is the meaning of test? In order to test the strength, that means जांचने का तरीका ना, कैसे फील्ड कितना स्ट्रॉन्ग है या कितना वीक है, ये मेजर करने के लिए, ये टेस्ट करने के लिए जो चार्ज हम लोग यूज करते हैं उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे, टेस्ट चार्ज. ओके, सो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड स्ट्रेंथ इज डिफाइंड एज द इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स पर यूनिट test charge. That means suppose you have a source charge means already I told you na, due to which electric field is produced. Suppose there is a source charge, here I am representing the source charge by Q and test charge by Q0. You can represent Q as Q1, Q2 also, there is no issue. So if plus Q, I consider it is a test charge, that means due to this plus Q charge electric field is produced. Now in order to measure this field, that means how much it will be strong or weak, I bring a test charge, positive test charge Q0, as it is testing or measuring the strength of the field. That's why this Q0 is known as test charge. Okay, so short question may also come that by which we can measure the strength of the field, source charge or test charge. Test charge, always test charge will measure the strength of the field, that means how much the field will strong or how much it will be weak, like this. Okay, so this Q is source charge plus Q0 is test charge. So electric field, it is represented by E, is defined as electrostatic force per unit test charge. That means you have to divide this electrostatic force with test charge only. That means you cannot divide like this, Q, ऐसे नहीं होगा, ठीक है? Always electrostatic force will be divided by test charge. Okay, so if this test charge, you can see it is also positive and it is also positive na. What happened? Repulsion force will be there. That's why the direction of force is away from this positive charge now. The direction of electric field is also same as that of the direction of electrostatic force. Clear? Now, if this source charge will be negative, then what happen? It will be, test charge is positive, it is negative. As a result, there must be attraction force. So, this is the direction of force. Clear now? So, E is equal to F by Q0. That means electrostatic force divided by test charge. Now, how can you find the electrostatic force? Simple, by using Coulomb's law only. As you see, here I have given one arrow. Arrow sign means E is a vector quantity. Okay, electric field strength is a vector quantity. Now, you can easily find the SI unit. What will be the SI unit of it? What is the SI unit of force? Newton. And what is the SI unit of charge? Coulomb. So, unit of electric field is Newton Coulomb inverse, or you can write Newton per Coulomb. Clear now? So, this is the definition. Electric field strength is defined as electrostatic force per unit charge acting on a vanishingly, now there is a point, vanishingly small test charge. This point is important. You can write infinitesimally small also, or very small also you can write. Okay, I will explain why I have written this point. First, let us learn the definition. It is defined as the electrostatic force per unit charge acting on a vanishingly small test charge placed at that point. Vanishingly small means very small na, or infinitesimally small. Why we have said that? Because this test charge should not change the configuration of source charge. मतलब क्या हुआ, ये जो टेस्ट चार्ज हम लोग लाने वाले हैं फील्ड के अंदर, उसके वजह से जो सोर्स चार्ज का कॉन्फ़िगरेशन है वो चेंज होना नहीं चाहिए. कब ये पॉसिबल होगा? जब टेस्ट चार्ज का वैल्यू सोर्स चार्ज से कम होगा. जितना कम होगा उतना ही उसको क्या इफेक्ट कम करेगा. इसीलिए टेस्ट चार्ज हमेशा स्मॉल रहता है. Clear? So, always test charge will be vanishingly small. If 2 marks question is there, define electrostatic field strength, then you may define this also by diagram also you can represent. So, you may take a screenshot of this. Let us learn about what will be the electric field strength due to a point charge. Clear? So, for this I have picked up source charge plus Q, which is placed in the origin. Okay, and we want to find the field strength, that means E. We want to find the field strength at a point P where we place a test charge Q0, and the coordinate of P we have considered here x, y, z like this, and the position vector of this point is R. Clear? So, what we have taken here? We have taken x, y, z plane. In this x, y, z plane, at the origin, we have placed one source charge Q, and at point P, we place a test charge Q0, due to which we want to find the electric field strength. But that means electric field strength due to a point charge. Clear? So, by using Coulomb's law, you can easily find what is the force. You have to write force on Q0 due to Q. What will be the formula? If you have forgot this Coulomb's law, I suggest you just go through my previous video. So, we know that force is equal to, according to Coulomb's law, force is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Q, 2 charges there, product of charge will be Q0 into Q divided by mod R square. Now, this is only the magnitude now. Whenever we want to find the vector from, then we have to multiply with a unit vector. Let us consider R cap, unit vector. Then what will be the position vector? We know that I already explained it in Coulomb's law chapter, Coulomb's law class. You can go through it. We know that R is equal to, unit vector RQ is equal to R divided by mod R. Like this. So, if we put this value instead of 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, you can also write K, as I explained already in the previous class. Q0 Q divided by mod RQ here r is there, r square, so it will be r cube. Then in terms of position vector, this will be our force. Now this is the electrostatic force, and just now we have defined the field strength. Field strength is defined as electrostatic force per unit test charge na. That's why electric field E will become F divided by Q0. So it will be K into Q R vector divided by mod R cube. Now in terms of position or in terms of coordinates of this point, how can you write? We know that from class 11, vector r vector will be written like x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap, no? Here I cap is the unit vector along x axis, j cap unit vector along y axis, and k cap unit vector along z axis. And what is the value of mod r? Mod r means magnitude, no? It will be root over of x square plus y square plus z square. So by putting this value, you can also get k q divided by root over, you can write like this, na? X square plus y square plus z square whole to the power half. So let us write like this. So this is the formula for electric field strength of a point charge. Clear? K into q divided by rq into r. So you may take a screenshot of this. Let me explain this once again. First you have to write, we want to find the electric field strength due to the source charge q. For this, we have put the source charge at the origin of xy plane. Now at a point P there is a test charge q. Now the coordinate of P is xyz and the position vector for the point P is r. Clear? Up to this you have to write. Then you have to write force acting on q0, that means the test charge due to q is equal to, according to Coulomb's law, you have write F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, or you can write k also, q0 q divided by mod r square into r cap. Why this r cap is come now? Here we have represent this in vector from, arrow is there, you can see. So instead of unit vector, if we represent it with a position vector, then we have to use this formula, r cap is equal to vector, position vector divided by magnitude of the position vector. Now as we place, we get this formula. Clear? So you may take screenshot. Now let us learn about superposition principle. Now what is the superposition principle? Suppose there is more than two charge or system of charge, na, and you want to find the force for this you want to find the force due to the charges. Okay, so superposition principle is defined as the force acting on a particular charge is the vector sum of other charges. Okay, or you can say that electrostatic force experienced by a charge due to other charges. For example, I have taken here 5 charges, a system of charge of 5 charges. Here q1, I want to find the total force act on this q1 charge. Okay, so due to this, the force applied on q1 due to q2, q3, q4, q5, all the forces act on this q1, you have to add them. So electrostatic force experienced by a charge due to other charge is the vector sum of electrostatic force due to these other charges as if they are existing individually. मतलब सपोज प्लस क्यू के लिए टोटल फोर्स फाइंड करना चाह रहे हैं हम लोग. प्लस क्यू के चारों तरफ और भी क्या है, 4 चार्जेस है. ठीक है, एंड we want to find the total force act on plus q1 charge. So इसके लिए हम लोग क्या कंसीडर करेंगे, इंडिविजुअली हर एक चार्ज इस प्लस q1 चार्ज के ऊपर जो फोर्स अप्लाई करेंगे उस फोर्स को ऐड करेंगे, वेक्टर सम करेंगे. ठीक है, कैसे कंसीडर करेंगे, जब सपोज जब हम लोग q2 चार्ज के लिए फोर्स फाइंड करना चाह रहे हैं ना, तब हम लोग ऐसा कंसीडर करेंगे बाकी सारे चार्ज जो है वो एब्सेंट है, नहीं है, वो ओनली q2 का इफेक्ट कंसीडर करेंगे. क्लियर? सो Electrostatic force experienced by a charge due to other charges is the vector sum of electrostatic force due to these other charges as if they are existing individually. Let me explain more. Here you can see that F1 means total force acting on Q1 charge. Okay, F1 means here I consider that F1 is the total force acting on Q1 charge. Now F12 means, as we already learned in Coulomb's law, F12 means force acting on Q1 charge due to Q2 charge. Similarly F13 means force acting on Q1 charge due to Q3 charge. मतलब Q के ऊपर Q3 चार्ज, Q1 के ऊपर Q3 चार्ज के लिए जो फोर्स अप्लाई हो रहा है उसको कैसे रिप्रेजेंट किए हैं? F13 फोर्स अप्लाइड ऑन Q1 चार्ज ड्यू टू Q3 चार्ज. F14 मीन्स, okay sorry here 2 times I have written by mistake. Similarly F14 means force applied on Q1 due to Q4 charge. Like this we have to add all the charges, all the forces act on Q1 due to other charge surrounded it. Clear? One thing you have to remember, whenever we are calculating the total force acting on a particular charge then we have to consider this particular charge is a floating charge on which you want to find the total force. This particular charge is a floating charge and other charges are rigidly fixed. What is the meaning of this point? Floating means, instead of floating you can say moving also. That means suppose here I want to find the total force on Q1 so I will consider Q1 is a moving charge or floating charge and other charge are rigidly fixed. That means they cannot move. For example, here plus Q2 is positive here Q1 is also positive, so it will repel Q2 Q1, and between Q1 and Q2 repulsion force is there. Due to this repulsion Q2 doesn't move, it will fix, but Q1 can move like this. Okay, let me explain it all again. देखो, जब हम लोग टोटल फोर्स किसी एक पर्टिकुलर चार्ज में फाइंड करना चाह रहे हैं तो जिस चार्ज के ऊपर फोर्स फाइंड करना चाह रहे हैं ना उसको क्या बोलेंगे? वो मूविंग चार्ज है, वो मूव कर सकता है, मतलब दूसरे फोर्स के कारण वो मूवमेंट कर सकता है. लेकिन जो अदर चार्जेस है, जो फोर्स अप्लाई कर रहा है उसके अंदर कोई मूवमेंट नहीं होगा. ऑल्दो मूवमेंट होता है बट इट इज अ कंसीडरेशन. हम लोग ये कंसीडर करते हैं जब कैलकुलेट करते हैं कि जिसके ऊपर हम लोग टोटल फोर्स फाइंड करना चाह रहे हैं वो मूवमेंट कर सकता है, दैट मीन्स वो फ्लोटिंग चार्ज है. बाकी चार्ज जो है वो रिजिडली क्या रहता है? फिक्स्ड रहता है. क्लियर? सो दिस इज द सुपरपोजिशन प्रिंसिपल. We may take the screenshot of this statement. Now if we write this one again, one thing just notice that here F11 is not there. मतलब जिस चार्ज के ऊपर टोटल फोर्स फाइंड करना चाह रहे हैं ना वो नहीं रहेगा. सेकेंड में F12 इस तरह से हो रहा है. अगर हम लोग इसको इन जनरल करना चाहेंगे तो ऐसे, अगर मैं इसको FA, suppose the charge I want to find any charge na on A, so RA position vector, in terms of position vector let me represent, so it will be sum of this is the sign of summation na, you can write B is equal to 1 to n. For n number, here only 5 charge I have considered. Now if there are n number of charge then how can you write like this? B is equal to 1 to n, but B never equal to A. That means here F11 is not there na, that's why F A B 1 2 1 3 like this. देखो A को अगर हम लोग 1 लेंगे, B को 2 लेंगे, B कभी 1 1 नहीं हो रहा है. A से B is equal to 1 to n और जिस चार्ज के ऊपर ये फोर्स अप्लाई हो रहा है इस तरह से. सम ऑफ मीन्स ऑल द फोर्स यू हैव टू एड इट. नाउ इफ वी प्लेस 1 by applying Coulomb's law you can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 or K also you can write. Now QA QB, if I consider this charge are QA and QB like this na, then QA QB also there, QA QB where B is equal to 1 again to n and QA you can take outside This will be common ना, divided by R A minus R B, है ना. पोजीशन वेक्टर के लिए मैं कूलम्स लॉ में बताई थी ना कि इसका पोजीशन वेक्टर डिटरमाइन करना चाह रहे हैं उसको पहले लिखेंगे माइनस उसके बाद वाला चार्ज, जैसे 1 2 लाइक दिस लिखे थे ना उस तरह से. इसके लिए क्या हो जाएगा पोजीशन वेक्टर R1 माइनस R4 लाइक दिस, मॉड रहेगा और इसमें RA माइनस RB like this you can write. Okay, so this is the total force acting on a particular formula for total force acting on a particular object. So today we learn about that electric field intensity and electric field intensity due to a point charge, then superposition principle. In our next class we will start that electric field lines and dipoles. Hope you understand all this topic, today's topic, and enjoy this class a lot. If you find my video useful for you, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon in order to get notification of my latest video. Thank you.